to my channel. This is just an update video on a few things, but I wanted to share with you something I've been doing lately, which is I've got a book called The Book of Personality Tests, 25 easy to score tests that reveal the real you. So this is just a fun book, not really to be taken seriously. It's rather kind of frivolous and light-hearted sort of personality test. It says, based in Shropshire, UK, Hallwyn Nicholas is an NLP coach. That's neuro-linguistic programming, by the way. A Myers-Briggs practitioner who uses these techniques in her Mojo Academy to take individuals on a journey of rediscovery and in her capacity as ambassador for Psychology's magazine. From the Myers-Briggs type indicator and 16 personalities to the fun quizzes telling us what colour or spirit animal we are, we all have an endless fascination of finding out more about who we are and what makes us tick. So that's kind of what this book is, just a set of various personality tests. Now, I've taken quite a number of these, but one of the ones that I took today, which I thought was particularly insightful, was the personality test on what is your spirit animal. Now, this isn't meant to be taken too seriously. As I say, it's just fun, entertainment. I don't believe in any sort of deep, kind of metaphysical sort of interpretations here, but on a kind of a more, I don't know, symbolic level, I guess, as a way of kind of representing our personalities. It can be quite fun to kind of use animals as a kind of concrete representation embodying our sort of personalities. So yeah, it's just fun. But I took this test and it was actually really quite apt what I came out with, because often when I do personality tests, the results aren't always 100% accurate. But in this one, it was really very accurate. I was a bit annoyed that they didn't have a fox as one of the spirit animals, because I do think that a fox is one of my spirit animals. Because foxes are solitary canids. They're not pack animals. They're not, you know, they like being on their own, but they can be very affectionate towards other foxes within their kinship group. I guess a bit like I can be affectionate towards people that are in my narrow circle, if you like, but I am basically a very solitary person. So yeah, and foxes are also, I think, they know what they want. They're very tenacious in getting their goals, in pursuing their goals. You know, when they're out on a hunt, they're very tenacious and will keep on at it, and they always find a way, and they're very, they kind of manage to survive through thick and thin, even though life is very, very hard for them, and I think that's quite inspiring. So yeah, I think a fox, I think a fox is definitely one of my spirit animals, but the fox wasn't in this test, annoyingly. For two I came up with in this test, my answers was a hare. It says, I am mainly a hare, which says you are mysterious and unique. You always feel like the outsider. The world is a place which you find hard to connect with. It's loud, it's bright, there are too many stimulations, and you often want to hide away from it, to escape all of the energy that is vibrating around you. You long for a peace that you aren't even sure exists, but you will keep searching as there is an ache in your heart for something different. Being in large social gatherings with loud people is something you dislike, and you are constantly on the search for like-minded souls to deeply connect with. You are passionate about things that matter to you, and although you dislike conflict, you will fight for what is important. People may find you a little odd. Your unique style or way of being can make people shy away from you, but you aren't worried by this, as you know you are following a path that is unique for you and you alone. So yeah, so that was the one I got. That was the one that I came out with for most, was a hare, and I actually like that, and I thought that maybe does sum me up quite a bit. I also got for owl as well, but it's a tie really between a hare and an owl, so I think they're both my spirit animals, along with the fox, obviously. But owl, you are wise and dependable, you are studious and love to learn, and find many modern activities frivolous and without meaning. You devour knowledge like an owl eating mice, always hungry for more information and more reasons to study new subjects. You are often relied upon more than others as everyone knows you will get your job done. Yeah, I'm not sure about that bit though. Though at times this frustrates you, yet no one else is capable or wants to understand how to do these things. You tend to keep to yourself, observing the world like it is an experiment for your monitoring. With your logical mind, you are prone to over-analysing each situation, very much so, and may lack empathy and feeling for others. However, when you do let people in, you are incredibly loyal. Okay, so those are my spirit animals, as I said. Hare, owl and fox are my 3 spirit animals. I'm definitely not a dolphin. Dolphins are the fun and chatty extroverts, by the way. I'm not a bear. Bears are relaxed, and I'm not relaxed. I'm not an eagle because they're free and open to possibilities, and I'm kind of very much in the concrete, down to earth. I can't take flight. I wish, but I can't. And I'm not a tiger. Well, a tiger says you are strong and determined. Maybe I'm a little bit tiger, but not that much. Because I can be strong and determined when I want to be, but I'm not ruthless. I just don't have the energy, and I'm not like, and I don't like making difficult decisions or anything like that. So, yeah, I've got a little bit of tiger in me, but I'm not that much. So let me know let me know what you think your spirit animal is, because I'd be interested to know. So, on another topic, as I was talking about in my previous video, I started talking but the video cut out of me because it's a little bit long. I was talking about functioning labels and their applicability when it comes to talking about autism, and I suppose other conditions as well. I've actually heard functioning labels being used in reference to OCD as well, by the way, where apparently people talk about high functioning people with OCD, and they say that a high functioning person with OCD would be someone who can go out and do and work and kind of be out in the world, as it were, and still be struggling with OCD, but they're said to be high functioning because they kind of, on the surface, appear to be functioning even though they're still battling with OCD, sort of thing. Someone actually used that in reference to OCD at a group I was attending, which I thought was quite interesting. In which case, I guess I'm quite a low functioning person with OCD because I'm literally can't do anything. Well, I mean, I can do some things, don't get me wrong, but insofar as I can't work and stuff because of that, so I guess I would be considered to be more low functioning in that respect. But yeah, it got me thinking though about what these labels mean, and also if you talk to different people, they will mean different things depending on the person as well. So these words, low functioning, high functioning, they will often carry different meanings depending on who you ask. But anyway, I was thinking about it more in relation to autism, and I was thinking how maybe for most autistic people, the terms high functioning and low functioning are maybe quite unhelpful, because they're always relative. So to put it this way, I guess I am for in one sense of the word, I'm fairly low functioning as someone with Asperger's because I have a real block when it comes to normal relationships, and I have a real block independent of the fact I also have OCD. This block is 100% to do with my autism and would be there even if I didn't have OCD, which also obviously makes my disability even worse. But even if I wasn't to have OCD, I still have this real block in terms of understanding how relationships work and in terms of understanding how to actually really be with other people and to understand other people and to kind of empathise with them in a kind of in the expected way, I guess. And I know that there are other people with the same diagnosis as me who can go out and have, you know, like actual proper relationships and get married and stuff and raise kids and all those things that there's no way I would actually be able to do because I don't have that kind of level of ability. So I guess even if I wanted to, so I guess like in that respect, I guess you could say I'm relatively low functioning for someone with Asperger's. But of course, there are people who are even more low functioning than me who have Asperger's. Like, I do have some abilities, like I can cook for myself, although admittedly that's because cooking happens to be my special interest. So I think this is often the case with autistic people, that if something is our special interest in that one isolated area, we can sometimes be really, really good. And obviously, it's probably quite lucky that one of my special interests is in the area of daily living skills, because in other areas of daily living skills I'm pretty screwed. But cooking just happens to be one of my special interests. So at least one of my special interests, I guess, is quite functional. In that respect, I'm lucky, because some autistics have special interest in things that aren't that functional, but they might be really, really good in that area, but it's not so functional, whereas cooking is actually quite a functional skill to have. So in that respect, I'm lucky that I'll always know how to cook. I have a really solid understanding of nutrition. I will always be able to look after myself, at least on a dietary level. And I know for a fact that lots of autistic people don't have that information and are often eat really unhealthily, or maybe are just not interested in food, or maybe their sensory issues affect what they can eat. I'm lucky, by the way. I do have sensory issues quite badly in the realm of sound, and particularly sound. But they don't affect my sense. If they do affect my sense of taste, it's in a positive way. I think they do affect my sense of taste, but in a positive way, because I think that is part of the reason why I love food so much, is because I get great sensory satisfaction from it. So in that respect, I'm lucky. So I can look after myself, at least when it comes to diet, and I'll always have that ability of knowing how to look after myself with diet. So in that respect, I function well in that narrow area. And like I said, there will be autistics, people with Asperger's. I'm talking specifically about people with Asperger's, by the way, because that's who I'm comparing myself to, who will obviously not be able to do that, and might also not be able to work, but also might not even be able to cook for themselves and stuff like that. So obviously there are people with Asperger's who are even more low functioning than me in some respects. I mean, it's all relative, but I would still say that it depends that's the thing though, it depends what you're talking about. If you're talking about social functioning skills, and I'm ignoring the verbal, because obviously people often just focus on the verbal, and that's often why people think I'm high functioning, by the way, because I can talk so well, but that isn't really the be all and end all of competence. That doesn't help me make friends, that doesn't help me do all those other things. So I would say that socially, if you're looking at social from a kind of more non-verbal interactive element, I'm pretty low functioning, because I've got literally no idea how to make friendships or to make relationships work. I've got literally no idea. Actually, I've got to move over to video number 2 now, because I want to carry on talking about this, because otherwise this video is going to run out. So moving over to video number 2.